Hey, beautiful, how's it going?
What happened? They fire you?
What an idea. What a great way to avoid burnout.
Then you could be like me. You could lie around in your bathrobe all day feeling totally useless.
I beg to differ, Monica. You have not only earned the right to take it easy, it is absolutely essential to your recovery, so I wouldn't feel guilty about it.
Oh, I feel guilty, all right. I have gone from a type A workaholic to a weak, ineffective, unproductive, miserable excuse for a human being.
Feeling sorry for ourselves?
Why are you home, by the way? I mean, if I were you, I would find any excuse in the world to avoid me.
Well, you're not me, Monica, and I had a few hours free and clear, and what I wanted to do most of all was to see you.
Tell the truth, Alan. You're afraid if you turn your back on me for 1 second, I'll up and die on you.
Well, this is another nightmare. How's Laura?
I'm right over here. You can see for yourself.
Laura, I'm so sorry.
Please, don't offer condolences. I think that's a little bit premature.
Of course, absolutely, you're right. I just know that you must be worrying yourself sick over it.
Actually, she's been like the Rock of Gibraltar.
I have not. Luke's been in tougher spots than this before. It's just... I can't seem to recall one at the moment.
Is there any news? Anything new at all?
I was just about ready to call the San Juan police to see if there's anything new. Make yourself comfortable. Excuse me. I'd ask you to make yourself comfortable, but I'm not sure that's such a good idea.
Well, this doesn't have to be hostile.
Maybe, but I can't imagine what business you could possibly discuss with me.
Well, first of all, let me offer my sympathies on your father's death.
So noted.
Well, I can see that you're all torn up, so let me make this brief. Your father's passing created an opportunity for both of us.
Now, hold it right there. We're not discussing anything until I determine what you had to do with my father's murder.
General Hospital, brought to you by Huggies Ultra Trim Diapers, our best fitting way to fight against...
I assume grief has clouded your logic. I had no reason to want Frank dead. We had a very good, mutually respectful relationship. Maybe I was like the son he never had.
Is that so?
Frank counted on me. He was the cushion I needed between myself and Rivera, between my new singer and Rivera, and he always respected my legitimate business ventures. He was very generous with his protection, and things were cooking along just fine as far as I was concerned.
So you saw your opportunity. You didn't even blink, you just grabbed it.
After the fact, I had to make a move. I had no choice. If you had taken care of your father's business, you'd know there are moments in life when to show weakness or indecision could mean disaster. Those were one of those moments.
How so?
Rivera took my woman hostage. If I didn't make a stand, we all could have been killed. So if that's grabbing an opportunity, I won't argue with you.
So that's why you came here, to discuss the circumstances of your rise to power?
No. I'm here because I know that you don't get far on guts alone. I'm in a good position, Damien. But in order for me to stay there, I need you. I think we can go in business together.
Yes, Captain, thank you very much. You do have all my telephone numbers in case anything new comes up? Yeah. I do appreciate it. All right, goodbye.
Nothing?
I called off the sea search, but beyond that, no.
Well, they should call it off. I mean, he's certainly not going to be in the water anymore. He's obviously hiding somewhere until it's safe enough to come home.
Laura, I hate to bring this up, but hotel is holding some of Luke's belongings left in his room. Want them sent here?
No, you better leave him there. He might need them.
You know, Laura, it's always good to stay positive, but sooner or later you may have to face the possibility that he won't be needing them.
And I'll know when that time comes. Meanwhile, Luke is not dead. I'd know if he were.
It's good for you to hold on to that faith.
I had a premonition that he was in danger. Not dead, danger. There's a difference.
Well, indeed there is, and I'm counting on you to be right on that one. In the meantime, I have to get to work, so if you need me, you just call me in the office. Tony, I'll talk to you later.
He does.
Absolutely. Thinks I'm a superstitious basket case.
But you're not.
No, of course not. I'm just a woman waiting for her husband to come home. It's very hard to explain, but if something happened to Luke, I'd know. And not just in my heart. In the air that I breathe, my whole universe would shift and change, and the balance would be different. It does sound crazy.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, it's the world that's crazy. And you are an island of faith, hope, and sanity amongst the craziness.
Thank you.
And I wish I had a little bit of it. That faith, that belief that everything will work out. Hang on to it as long as you're able.
It's not just blind faith. Honestly, and I'm not putting up a brave front for my children, or myself, or anyone else. I know what I know. Luke's alive. And he will be coming home.
You know, Monica, I've always rather appreciated your dark sense of humor. I have no doubt that it's helping you get through all this. But I must tell you, it may be what kills me in the end. I didn't come home today because I thought I'd find you dead. I came home because I missed you. Now, if that's a crime, I'm guilty as charged.
No, it's not a crime. It's just rather unnecessary, abnormal behavior.
How can you say that?
Oh, come on, Alan. Name me another husband who doesn't think his wife is having an affair that comes home in the middle of the afternoon to check up on his wife.
I'm not checking up on you, Monica. I love you. You're not well. Why?
You admit
I admit what?
that I'm sick.
That's a big surprise, Monica, that you're sick. You have cancer. Or is this one of the days we're not allowed to mention the word I never know with you?
If you're here because I have cancer, then you blew it.
Where else should I be?
You don't get it, Alan. You're supposed to be doing everything as though I didn't have cancer.
No, Monica, you don't get it. I can't. You do have cancer. It changes things. It gives my life a different perspective. It changes everything.
Wonderful.
It makes me cherish you that much more. What is so damn dreadful about that?
It makes me nervous.
Well, get over it! Oh, for Pete's sake, Monica, I can't win. One moment you're telling me how much you need my help, and the next one you're tearing my head up because you're angry that you need anybody. I'm tired of being punished for something I have no control over.
Well, welcome to the club. I haven't had any control over anything in months. Ever since they started chopping away pieces of my body. But I suppose I really shouldn't complain. I mean, after all, who does really have any control over anything?
We have control, Monica, over the words that we use to hurt each other. We have control over that.
Oh, I Are your feelings hurt? Oh, I'm so sorry. What a shame. Well, then, you better get over it because I'm hurting, Ellen, and it isn't from words. It's from drugs, it's from radiation, and watching my body fall apart in front of me.
You're playing dirty, Monica. I've been totally supportive of you.
Welcome to sainthood.
And I don't think it's right that you should be abusing me like that.
Then you go back to work.
Not until I'm finished!
And don't you scream at me.
I'll scream at you, Monica. I love you. Do you hear me, Monica? I love you. And it's time for you to stop feeling sorry for yourself. It's enough already.
You want me to go into business with Sonny? I know nothing about the music.
Let's cut the
industry.
bull, okay? We're both in an interesting place right now. This is the way it lays out. I have the know-how, the background, and the connections. And, by the way, the support of the major players who count. I'm not afraid to jump into the business with both feet.
Then why would you need me?
Because you, my friend, have access to Frank's bank accounts. That is what oils a machine like the one your father ran. It doesn't float without financial support. Plus, you have the Smith name.
Oh, I see. In case some of the troops are hesitating about which side to land on.
A united front from us could be a very powerful thing.
Corinthos, I've spent a lifetime distancing myself from that life. I could have followed in my father's footsteps, but I chose not to. I could have had it all. I walked away. So what makes you think that I would get into it now, let alone share the rewards with a partner?
Because this is just a financial investment for you, that's all. I handle the day-to-day stuff. You'll be pristine. I run the business, keep your reputation such as it is, sparkling, and you'll reap the rewards of your investment. Low risk, high yield. Strikes me as the kind of deal that would make a suit like you warm all over.
One problem.
What's that?
How do I know that I won't walk into a business meeting someday like my father and find myself looking down the barrel of Luke Spencer's .38?
This sanctimonious attitude is really getting on my nerves.
If it's sanctimonious for me to worry about you, I can't help it. Look at what you're doing to yourself, Monica. It can't be good for you. Flying off the handle like this. It's bad for your body. It's bad for your
Will
head.
you stop lecturing me?
Not until you stop being so self-destructive.
Hey, come on. I can hear you all the way downstairs. Mom, you all right?
She's fine.
I was asking her.
I'm fine.
Stay out of it, AJ.
No, I'm not going to stay out of it.
I beg your pardon?
Dad, this is exactly what you've been all over my case about. About respecting Mom's feelings, about self-restraint, and about not upsetting her. What the hell do you call that?
I'm laying a few home truths on your mother.
Well, obviously your home truths aren't doing her much good.
This is none of your business, AJ.
You know, you've been on my case about being selfish, about allowing what's bothering me to be more important than Mom's well-being.
I'm not going to stand here and fight with the both of you. You know I'm right.
Is there anything I can get you?
No, really. I'm fine.
Can't believe he was all over you like that.
Oh, it works both ways, actually. At least he wasn't coddling me. And I found out I still had what it takes to tick him off.
I know, Mom, but this can't be doing you any good. I wish I knew what to say to make you feel better.
There isn't anything. And that really brings us right back to why your father and I were fighting. You can't win with me. I'm hopeless.
No, you're not. One thing's for sure, Mom, you gotta get out of here.
Apparently, you haven't read the morning paper. According to Puerto Rican officials, Luke Spencer isn't likely to be holding a gun on anyone.
He's missing. His body hasn't been found, which means he could reappear at any moment, putting you in the awkward position of having to rein him in.
Now, there's an image. And I hope you're right. Separate from anything else, there's nothing I'd like more than to see Luke Spencer walk through my front door. Now, the less Luke or anyone else knows about the arrangement we might have, the better for all of us.
You'd keep this from me.
I have a very healthy perspective of where my interests lie. Protecting our deal is priority number one.
I still don't see what I have to gain.
Well, what do you have to lose? I'm being straight when I tell you this is strictly business. All due respect to your father, but he was stuck in the old ways of doing things. Too much muscle flexing, bloodshed, and warfare. To my way of thinking, we can run a completely different kind of business with making money as a goal, making lots of money, and give you a solid return on your investment.
And protect my reputation in the process.
And mine too. Let's not forget, I'm a legitimate businessman now. I need to protect that. Maybe even broaden my base.
Well, I'll have to give it some thought.
Naturally. Well, the offer will be off the table by the end of the week. Don't let it pass you by.
Sonny, you're asking me to trust you. And I'm not quite there yet.
Well, you're gonna have to trust somebody sometime, Damien, and fast, before the sharks start circling. Call me.
Here, brought the homework assignment.
My mom doesn't know.
What?
I didn't go to school. Look, I've got more important things to worry about than theorems and hypotheses, okay?
So, where did you go?
Catacombs. Look, I just needed to be alone. Clear stuff up, you know? My dad says keeping a clear head is critical in a crisis. Hey, there's this really cool trick he taught me. He learned it in, Afghanistan. What you do? It's like this. You put your mind in a trance. I mean, I'm not as good at it as he is, but it still helps me sort stuff out.
Everyone was asking about him at school.
What do you mean?
It's on the radio, I guess. They all wanted to know
No, what?
if he's dead. I just told them no one knows.
Well, my mom knows. At least she thinks she does. I mean, she swears he's still alive.
What do you think?
Well, my mom's got great instincts, and at least that's what everybody says. So, I hope she's right.
Guess I was kind of lucky. At least I didn't have to wonder, worry when my dad died. I knew. But, you know, I still miss him all the time.
Yeah, you had it pretty rough, huh? I mean, at least I still have my mom and sister, you know.
Yeah, well, I've got Jenny and Paul.
And you have me.
You know, maybe he is okay, Lucky. I thought I'd go crazy when my dad died. You know, my dad, see, he wasn't even around half the time for me. But you and your dad, you know, you guys are really close. I'm just glad that, you know, you're not losing it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's scary, but can't keep me from doing what I have to do, which is taking care of the family. You know, which is really, it's unfair because he knows how much we need him.
Lucky, he didn't do all this on purpose.
Look, but he's supposed to know better, Sly. There's nothing in this town worth dying for. You know? I mean, if he was in trouble, we could have just gone underground again like we had before. I mean, we're good at it, you know? And I could have just taught Lou everything she needs to know. At least we would have been together. You know? Shoot, he's supposed to be the smart one.
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Lucky and I thought we'd do our homework together.
Oh, well, that's a nice idea. Honey, how you doing?
I'm hanging in. How about you?
Hanging in.
It's good.
So, have you heard anything new?
No, nothing new.
Well, there's no need to because we know he's okay. We can sense it, can't we?
Yes, we can. But it's all right to be a little bit scared.
Oh, I know. That's natural. But you know, it's too soon to write Dad off. We have to trust him that he knows what he's doing.
He's never failed us before,
No,
Lucky.
he hasn't. And there's got to be a logical explanation that he hasn't called us. You know, I mean, even though he knows that we're worried about him.
Well, it's probably that he thinks that he would put us in danger to contact us. I mean, don't you agree with that?
Yeah, exactly.
Lucky, I'm so glad to have you with me. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Not going anywhere.
Okay? So, together, we're going to get through this. One day at a time.
Like Dad taught us.
Yeah, like that. You know, every now and again, I could really use a hug.
I can do that.
Okay, thanks. Now, how about that homework?
That's what I'm doing.
Oh?
Yeah.
Hey, if you ever need anything, you know where I am.
I'll remember that.
Hey, you hungry? Damien Smith calls. I need to know about it right away. I thought his old man kept him out of the loop. I'm bringing him back in. Are you serious? Okay, what's going down? All in good time, Stone. You taking Robin out tonight? Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you, take her someplace special? It's gonna be big, isn't it? The biggest. And it's gonna get bigger. Hours for the taking. You ready? I was born ready. Oh, man, just when things were getting dull around here, too. No more, Daddy-O. Action Central. Sure. Hold on a second. Laura Spencer.
Hi, Laura? Now, well, if it's important, I can stop by. Yeah, then I'm on my way. But I gotta go see Laura, man.
Hi. We still on for tonight? Good.
Sometimes life takes the most amazing, wonderful turns just when you need it the most. Who'd have thought that mine would come from sunny Corinthos?
What could Sonny Corinthos possibly have to offer you?
He wants me to go into business with him.
Should I check the room for body parts? Did you tear them apart?
Au contraire, Kath. I played him like a virtuoso, if I say so myself. Now, sit down. There's been one thing that's been a nagging problem, and that is How do I take over my father's organization at the same time keep clear of it? Well, Sonny gave me the answer.
So you're going to do it. After years of struggling and fighting it, you are finally getting into your father's business.
Well, not quite. Actually, I'm going to let Sonny follow in my father's footsteps, feed me the profits, and keep my fingerprints off of it.
Davian, you cannot trust him. He may have set up your father, and he might do the same to you.
Well, of course I can't trust you. But I'm in no position to negotiate at the moment. And when I'm raking in the profits, I'll get rid of him. In the meantime, I like using Sonny for my own profit. It's the best revenge. Smoked oysters, my favorite. Ooh, you sweet thing.
Hey.
Hi. You will not believe what happened today. It was so rad, but not good. It wasn't that good to start out with, but then it actually turned out to be really good. Oh. What was that all about?
Complaining?
Not even a little.
What's the hottest club in town right now? The place you've been dying to go to for weeks.
The back alley? You can't get in there. There's people lined up forever.
So I slipped the doorman a 20, and suddenly we're at the head of the line. Courtesy of Sonny. Hey, it's either that or let it burn a hole in my pocket. Come on, Robin, I want to spend it on you.
Is there any reason Sonny's suddenly gotten so generous?
He's always generous.
Not like that.
Things are changing around here. Like, I'm not sure how it's going down, but it's big and I'm going to be part of it.
That's what I was afraid of.
Don't be. There's nothing to worry about.
I've heard that before, Stone,
And what?
and I'm an orphan.
Listen to me. Frank Smith is dead, and all that trouble that used to go on around here, it got buried with him. It's all changing. For the better.
You want to be in the middle of it?
I have to be. What else am I going to do? Pump gas? That's not for me, Robin. You know, I have to feel like I'm going someplace. Like I can do something that's important.
You're important to me.
Yeah, till when? Till you go to college? You know, the guys you meet in college, they're all going to be going places. Besides, I have to do this for me. I need it.
I know. I just want whatever's safe.
Me too. Hey, we are having too good of a time to blow it now.
Well, I'm not certain this is a good idea. It could wreak havoc with the commissioner's reputation.
I'll worry about Sean.
Well, you can at least reassure him that I wasn't followed. I've been worried about you.
Well, that's funny. So have I. Sonny, are Frank Smith's men going to try to kill me and my children?
Smoked oysters, caviar, pate, smoked salmon, and a very fine Cabernet to wash it down with. And you, trying to convince the world that you're broke.
I was only thinking of you. Whatever it takes to cheer you up, I'm willing to sacrifice. Besides, I didn't use real money. Where would a girl be without a plastic?
Oh, you charged it, you sweet thing. Well, you do realize, of course, that eventually the bill comes due.
Well, aren't you the one who just said sprint it all now while you can, and somehow, somewhere, everything just takes care of itself? Sir?
I love a woman that takes my advice.
I mean, it happened just today. When they were bringing up these delicacies, Sonny made you that very attractive offer.
Oh, well, I see. So somehow my windfall translates into your getting your bills paid.
Well, there's not a direct correlation per se, but I know that you'll never forget how alone you were in that dreary, dreadful hospital. Oh, pathetic, crippled, and broken, with not a friend in the world. Except who, sweetheart?
Except you, darling.
And although I find you, oh, so attractive under any circumstances, even named destitute, rich and powerful is much better, don't you agree?
Oh, I must admit, I find that preferable.
So, who is the only one who was really nice to you?
You.
And who is the only one who really and truly cares about you?
You.
So, will you make me one very small promise?
That depends.
Will you use at least some of those piles and piles of money you're going to be sitting on to help get back at those nasty quarterbacks?
I live for nothing else.
And will you hit them hard and hit them fast?
How hard and how fast?
I thought you'd never ask.
Yes?
You decent?
I'm afraid it's going to be quite some time before I resemble that again.
I'm sorry.
I know.
It's not what I had in mind when I came home early.
I know that, too.
You were right. I shouldn't have come home. I'm probably just trying too hard.
Well, if you're trying to make me feel guilty, it's working.
No, I'm not. Why don't you just say you accept my apology, and that'll be plenty.
I'll tell you what. I'm sorry. I'm having a real tough time coping with my emotions, my moods. When it comes to anybody else's, I feel impotent. Especially with you. Because you're not selfish. You're so wrapped up in my well-being, it's overwhelming.
It's because I love you.
I know that. I know that. And I love you. I love you more and more. And that puts an awful lot of pressure on me. And I know you don't mean to do that. I'm so afraid of disappointing you. What if I can't handle this? What if I do get scared? And what if I don't get better? I want so much to please you. I'm losing myself in the process.
That's no good. That's not going to work. It's not about me. I just get worried that if I back off, you're going to feel abandoned.
I have to get out of here. I have to go to Arizona.
I know you do. I told you I thought it was a good idea.
It is.
Without a doubt. At the risk of making you feel guilty, may I just say to you that I'm going to be very lonely without you.
Oh, come on. You're not even going to notice I'm gone.
Right. Sure I won't. I was just wondering that when you do get there and you're all by yourself, if you won't be feeling a little bit lonely, too.
Makes you think you're in danger?
I've been in danger for the last 10 years. The question is, has it gotten worse?
No.
I'd like to believe that, Sonny, but my husband killed Frank Smith. There could be repercussions.
I know what's going on in the organization. None of the plans concern you, Laura. I swear.
What if you don't know, Sonny?
No, I do know. Believe me. If there were any threats against you, I would personally lay down my own life.
That's very macho of you.
It's simply the way it is out of respect for Luke and what he did for me in Puerto Rico. I owe him. And I owe you for not holding what's going down against me. I mean, you're right. You know, you were right when you said that I was the one that told Luke that Frank went to Puerto Rico. But if I had known this was going to happen...
I have thought about this a lot, Sonny. And I put myself in your shoes. And knowing how Luke feels about your friendship, if you hadn't told him about Frank Smith's movements, he would have considered it a betrayal. The rest no one else could have predicted. And the whole frame-up thing with Boland had just happened, and you had no way of knowing how angry Luke was going to be at that particular moment.
Well, I just thought it was Luke being Luke, taking care of business. That's how he did things.
And in your place, I would do exactly the same thing, and that is the truth.
Thank you.
Now, I'd like to ask you a favor.
Name it.
Don't refer to my husband in the past tense. Because I have every reason to believe that he will come home.
Have you heard? Is there something I don't know?
I know my heart. I know my husband. Trust me.
I guess I will.
And as long as you've assured me that we're not in any danger, me or my children, I will take everyone back to our house because that's where we belong. And I'd like to be there when my husband comes home.
I can guarantee your safety, Laura. Consider yourself protected.
Tomorrow, when a problem pops up in class for DJ, it's time for that father and son talk. Don't miss an all-new Roseanne. Then, What's so bad about a nice guy? For Ellen, it's everything. He's killing her with kindness on an all-new Ellen, here on ABC.